Addition by subtraction. This might be one of the most complicated theories of the universe to be able to digest and really just accept. There's so many times in life where you feel like you just took an L, whether that's through relationships, partnerships, business opportunities, the list goes on. It's actually endless. But the reality is that being able to sometimes subtract can be more beneficial than just holding on to something that's decaying. As hard as that is to stomach and process, depending on what context or what scenario you're considering, it's true. I'll put it to you this way. Let's say this cup of water, right? My water bottle. It's absolutely full to the brim. What happens? There's no space. There's nothing that you can do to fill it up more, invite more, bring in more. It's so fucking full that even one little droplet would overflow. But what happens when you pour it out? What happens when you empty it? All of a sudden you created space. Creating space is a crazy, crazy concept. I can think back to one day when I was in college, I had a really shitty car. I was super embarrassed to the point where it was probably like $500 off the lot, like something crazy. It was a Dodge Stratus, I remember, super beat up. Whenever I went on dates, whenever I went to school, I would park it as far as possible, even if I had to walk, didn't give a fuck, simply because I was just so embarrassed of being seen in that vehicle. So what happened? Literally one day I got fed up. I started looking on Facebook Marketplace, different car options, etc. I remember I found like a car that was 4K, which at the time seemed like a crazy amount to pay for a car. Like it was just like, I didn't even have it cash. I had to ask for help and then pay it back and whatnot. But point is, literally when I found that car, I immediately found a solution. My dad said, hey, I have someone interested in coming to see the car, my car, the shitty car, right? They came, they saw it, somehow bought it just instantaneously for close to 1K. Bam, just like that, I created space. 2 days later, I literally bought the other car. Why? Because there was space. There was opportunity for growth. There was this void that I needed to fill. Not in a bad way, in a receptive way. And even though it seems scary to move away from things that no longer serve you, whether that's friendships, relationships, jobs, different opportunities, it's fucking scary. That illusion of stability that we're sold is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying, because I could make the argument that staying in that place of comfort, in that job, in that relationship, in that friendship, is costing you more than fucking jumping. Sometimes it gets rocky, man. Like sometimes that parachute is not coming out. But I promise at some point that parachute comes out. Like God's not going to leave you flat on your face. He just doesn't. He doesn't do that to his warriors, if you want to call it that. So the biggest takeaway from this specific rant, yap, whatever the fuck you want to call it, create space. Whatever area of your life this applies to, don't be afraid to create space. And if space is created for you, don't be afraid to embrace it. Because that's another side of the coin. Sometimes we don't get to decide if we're the ones creating space. Sometimes space comes from up above. The big man upstairs, he's the one that says, hey man, it's going too far, I gotta create space. And sometimes that comes as a shock to us. Sometimes it comes in the package of misfortune. But there's always a blessing in disguise. Even though you can't see that right now, you can't see that today, I promise it comes at some point down the line. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. I promise, bro, whatever you're going through, The only thing that's happening is that space is being created so that you can welcome in something different. I don't know if it's better or it's worse, but it's different. And it's all dependent on how receptive you are. And the quicker you embrace and recognize that space, you welcome it, the quicker you're ready to receive.